Elite Products, suppliers of elite camping and electrical products. Check out our range on www.eliteproducts.com.au. Here's how to erect your new Elite camper. We firstly position the camper on level ground. This will assist us to ensure that the tent walls fall correctly. We then remove all items required to set up the camper, remembering all tent poles are under the lid. Once items have been removed, ensure that the lid is then closed and securely locked. We can then lower all the stabiliser legs on each corner of the trailer. This is done by using the supplied speed brace and the 19mm socket. This socket is also used to undo wheel nuts. We then prepare the tonneau for removal by lifting the material covering the zip to fully expose the zip. This will allow easy opening of the zip. If the optional front pod is fitted, it makes it easier to unzip the tonneau if this is opened. After removing the tonneau, protective covering and all items stored on the top. Ensure that the bottom zipper of the tonneau cover is folded downward. This is to ensure that the lower section of the tonneau does not act as a gutter and trap any water. We are now ready to erect the tent. If the optional tent protector is supplied, you lay this out by clipping it to the side of the trailer and then spreading it out as shown. Once the underfloor protective mat is in place, we can then start to erect the tent. This is done by unfolding all loose tent material to the side and pulling down the floor. Then pull the top bow towards you, which will then pull all the bows away from the trailer, always making sure there is at least one door open to access the tent. Then pull the floor out to allow easier access for you to enter the inside of the tent. Now you are ready to step inside the tent and start raising the centre bow. This is done by simply pushing the bow out and allowing the auto lock pin to lock into the first hole. Then push all the other bows to the first hole to lock the tent into place. We then begin to peg out the tent. Start at the corner closest to the trailer and bring the tent material straight down or vertically from the trailer. Go ahead and peg this corner down. Repeat this on the other side. We continue to peg out the whole tent base, ensuring that the floor is pegged out square and flat without creases. After pegging the tent out, you can then go back inside and push the bows out until the tent is tight with no sagging sides. We continue by opening up the bed. This is easily done by holding one of the bed legs and pulling towards you. The legs can then be fully extended and locked into place. The legs are easily adjusted for length by undoing the wing nut and twisting the leg to release the cam lock. Adjust the leg to the desired length, ensuring that the bed is level. Then simply twist and tighten the leg, locking the cam lock, and then tighten the wing nut to tighten the secondary lock. Ensure that the protective cups are fitted to each leg before placing on the floor. We are now ready to pitch the annex. We have 4 vertical poles, 3 of these are fitted with base plates. We adjust the inner pole to the height of the tent, ensuring that it is the right height. We also do the same for the centre outer pole. We then check the length of the 2 outer poles to the height of the tent. The 3 spreader bars are set up on each side and 1 in the centre of the annex area. These ensure the annex is taut without creases. Now that we have done our prep work, we can start by placing a spreader bar over the spike of the inner pole and placing this spike through the centre eyelet. We then pull the annex over the spreader to the outer edge. We then install the outer pole over the outer hole of the centre spreader bar and then through the outer eyelet of the annex. You can leave this pole just being held in position by the tent. We can then start on the two outer edges of the annex by placing one of the side spreader bars into the pocket of the annex outer edge. You extend the spreader to take up the full length of the pocket. You can then position the outer vertical pole through the eyelet of the spreader and through the tent eyelet. This is then repeated on the opposite side of the annex. You can then install the inner horizontal spreader. This is done by putting the spike end of the pole through the eyelet of the inner part of the spreader bar. You then extend the pole to connect with the centre vertical pole. You then simply install the two outer horizontal spreader bars. This is done by clipping the C-clip to the outer vertical pole and extending to reach the centre pole. When this is done, all spreader bars can be extended to ensure the tent is taut. Once you've erected the annex, you can continue erecting the tent walls. This is best done by fitting the walls separately, starting with either side wall closest to the tent. Find the correct wall by matching the Velcro to the horizontal and vertical edge of the tent and annex. Start at the vertical edge and then press the wall onto the Velcro on the annex. This should be done on both sides and then finish off by fitting the front wall. This is done by attaching this wall by the zip and then attach across the top Velcro. When complete, the wall should be able to be zipped to the corresponding zipper. You then peg out the annex by using the large pegs to locate the base plates of the outer poles and using the small peg to peg down the tent wall. The tent is designed to be self-supporting without guide ropes, but in extreme weather, that is, in strong wind, a guide rope can be used on the two outer front poles to ensure stability and also to ensure that the outer poles have the wing nut on each spike to ensure that the tent does not lift. Note, there are a number of optional walls available. We hope you have found this guide a useful tool and wish you happy camping from Elite Products. Elite Products, suppliers of elite camping and electrical products. Check out our range on www.eliteproducts.com.au.